All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to take our first look at our practice guide today. It's the first day of it. Right now it's tentatively set for Friday, and I say tentatively because I don't know how long it's going to take us to go through the review. Maybe it'll take us a day or two or three. So right now it's tentatively set for Friday. I'm going to hand this out. We'll kind of go through it. I've kind of made some changes from the last test that I kind of lived and learned, and so let me hand these out here. Things that, just from, comments and stuff, I think I've made changes that will hopefully make it easier for you. I'll start here in a second. The practice guide is only one page front and back. Now you're probably wondering, where do you need 2 pieces of paper? Yes. One of the comments I always have is, Word, I can't see the formulas. Can't see them. They're on the board. It's too far away. It's somebody's in the way, and you're straining, and it looks. And I don't want to accuse anybody of cheating at any point. So it's one of those things that's tough. You're cranking your head around trying to see the formulas, and you're in a panic. Well, I thought maybe the better way to do it is just put the formulas on a piece of paper and print them for everybody. You're not straining your neck. You're not making weird eye contact with anybody. And it's not your fault. It's just in weird positions. So I'll have them on a piece of paper for you. So I have it detached so you can kind of put it wherever you want. You can hold on to that formula sheet. You don't just have to have it for the practice test. We're going to use it for the test as well. So I just thought it was kind of nice to have one in front of you. So it's got all the formulas on there. I thought it was very clean. If the print looks really weird, just let me know. I'll get you a new one. I think they look really good from the printer that they came out. I was really kind of surprised by that. Sometimes it can look like hot garbage when it comes out of the printer, but I think it looked okay. Practice guide. If you look at the front and back. There's only 6 questions. There's vocab is number 1. That's usually the big one. Then you have number 2 is find area and perimeter, and then the next one is find circumference and area, and then you have the last few are just find the volume and surface area. So there's 6 problems total, as you can see. That'll be just like what your test is. It's more of a quiz, really. It's kind of a shorter test for us. I don't like to put too many problems in there. I know some people like to have more questions. If you know what you're doing, you should be fine. So now, vocab is probably the hardest part of it. You got to know your vocab words. So it's going back and looking at the different types of polygons. I have bless you for all this season. And then I have those PowerPoints online where it has all the different types of polygons, and I think the videos go back to those days. I'll make sure that I'll go back and predate them and stuff. But all the videos for the last couple of weeks have been on there, so you can kind of go back and watch anything that you need, or you can tune in Zoom. But you're going to write the vocab words. So I went through. One of the comments I had from the last practice guide we did is people needed more room to write. Okay, I can accommodate. So I just made the spaces a little bit bigger for you in certain spots. I needed to highlight where the vocab words are, so I put a box around it so you could see the vocab terms you could pick from. That was somebody's complaint that they didn't know which words you could use. They just didn't see that off to the side. It was too blended in. So I tried to put boxes to make it very clear these are the words you're using. And then one of the things was that I was concerned with was, the later tests that we're going to be having, there's going to be more and more vocab words. So for this test alone, since there's so many words, there's a ton of different polygons, tons of different types of polyhedra, non-polyhedra, the platonic solids, and all those other words that deal with them. I thought maybe I should just use one word, one blank. So I'm not going to give you any extra words in the word bank on this test, just because there's a lot. So it'd be nice to know that you have exactly the right amount of words for exactly the right amount of spaces. Words will not be used more than once. You'll use it once, cross it out, move on. So goal today, I want to go through the first page, if that makes any sense to you. Just do a quick review of the first page only. And then tomorrow the goal is to do the second page. And then obviously if we have a little bit of time at the end of class here, you can work on that worksheet. The worksheet I handed out to everybody was due this Friday, so you have a couple days from now to get it done. That's on volume and surface area. So the formulas are on the sheet right in front of you. So when you go home, you have the properties. So you can use that little sheet for all you want. I ask that you bring that property sheet back every day, okay? I don't want to have to print off like 10, 20 more of them because people keep losing them. So bring those property sheets back throughout the testing. So, okay, are we good to go? Everyone's got everything ready in front of you? All right, let's start off. I'm going to kind of do the same structure I did kind of last time. I'm just going to kind of go through the words, talk about the definitions of these. I'm just going to go through the vocab list here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. All right, I think you can see all the words here. All right, I put a little arrow on the board here. I'll just kind of walk through each of these words and you can go find its definition. Now on testing, remember on test day I don't do this. I'm just doing this now so you can kind of pay attention so you can get a little bit, alleviate your stress level a little bit right now. All right, sphere. Sphere is a solid. It's a three-dimensional object. It's a type of solid figure that it's all the points that are equidistant from a central point. So a central location. So it is a solid figure that is composed of all the points that are equidistant from a central location. That's a sphere. So if you had a central core, all the points on the surface that are exactly the same distance from that spot. So again, it's a solid figure that is composed of all the points that are equidistant from a central location. That is a sphere. Okay. All right, let's go to the second word. I'll go about 4 words, I'll take a break, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. Okay, next word, rectangle. It is a type of quadrilateral or parallelogram that contains right angles. So rectangle is a quad. It's a parallelogram that contains right angles. Next word, circumference. Circumference is the distance around a circle. It's the easiest way I can put it. It's a distance around a circle. And the fourth one, we'll take a little break after this one, so you can ask questions if you have any. Hendecagon. It is a type of polygon that has 11 vertices, 11 edges. Edges are the walls, vertices are the corners where the walls meet. It's got to have 11 of each. So, okay, I'll take a break there. Is there any questions on the top 4 words? Now, remember, as you go through it and you use that word, crossed off, you're not going to use it again. Common sense. Okay, we're good on the first 4. I know a lot of you are just kind of going to town trying to get those all filled in. That's good. Let's go to the next one. The word acute is an angle less than 90 degrees. It is the measure of an angle that is less than 90 degrees. It is also a type of triangle that all the angles are less than 90. So that'd be another definition of it. It's a type of triangle that all the angles are less than 90. Okay, polygon. It's a geometric figure that is composed of many angles in air quotes. That's the way the book puts it. It's a geometric figure that contains many angles, air quote, air quote. It's a polygon. Okay, concave. It is a type of polygon where the line that contains the points on the inside of your figure crosses the edge of the polygon. That's concave. Now again, I know that's a very weird definition. That's the definition the book had. So here's an example of what they're talking about. So I'm going to draw a 4-sided figure here. All right, so there's my 4-sided figure. I know it's kind of goofy looking. This picture is concave. They're saying that if you have points on the inside and you draw a line that contains those points, that line that connects the points on the inside would actually cross the outside of it, cross the edge of your polygon. That's what it's saying. So it's a type of polygon. The line contains the points, crosses the exterior or the edge of the polygon. And the fourth word before we take a break, a dodecagon is a polygon or is a geometric figure that contains 12 edges, 12 vertices. Dodecagon means 12. Okay, I'll stop there. That is the next 4. Any word that maybe I went too fast, you didn't see it so far, up through the first, 8 words. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next ones. All right, perimeter. It is the distance around a polygon. And notice I said polygon, not a circle. Perimeter is the distance around a polygon. It's the length around it if you sum all the edges. Regular. A regular polygon, a regular polyhedra, is a geometric figure that is equilateral and equiangular at the same time. It's equilateral and equiangular. That's regular. Has to have the same walls and same angles. That's regular. Okay, polyhedra is a figure that is that is considered a geometric solid that encloses a single region of space. That's a polyhedra. It contains polygons as its faces, as the walls. But it is a geometric solid that encloses a single region of space. That is a polyhedra. A vertex is the point of intersection of two edges. It's where two walls meet. That is a vertex. It makes an angle there. That's a vertex. And area. It is the form of measurement where it's the number of square units contained in a figure or on the surface of a figure. Okay, any questions with any of the words I've used up to this point? We've done all the words now. Is there a word that maybe you missed or you couldn't find it or you didn't think it fit? They all were used exactly once, correct? Okay, I double checked it and I just want to make sure for you guys it did work. Other classes have different forms of the practice guide, so hopefully it works for them too after I print theirs off. Okay, all right, let's move on. Okay, last problem today. I'm no joking. Last problem today. And then for all those who were gone maybe the last couple days, if you have questions, it'd be a good time to do it. Okay, this is our last question of the day. Area and perimeter. So this is where you might want to resort to the little property sheet you have. Okay, so it's kind of nice. You can put that off to the side. Hopefully it's clear. We're going to find the area and perimeter of this object. I would expect on the test to be something very similar, some type of rectangular object where you have to find the area and perimeter of it. You'll have to do a little bit of common sense to figure it out. I know for those who are in quarantine at some point, this was one of the worksheets we did, so you had to, I think I sent photos of it to you and a copy of the worksheet. This is just one of the problems, and a lot of you were very good about emailing me the photo of the work that you did on this worksheet. And if you did, we'll get that figured out and we'll get you a copy of it. Okay, let's do the perimeter first. I think perimeter is the easiest, adding up all the walls. But the problem is on this picture, I'm missing some of the walls. Can anyone figure out what some of these wall lengths are, please?
The one on the side is 5 millimeters,
Okay.
and then the one on the bottom is 16.
Good. Now, let's talk about that. Why? You are correct, but why?
Because you just subtract or add.
Yeah. To make that 5, this is 15. This would have to be 5 to make the total of 20. They're going the same direction. Walls that are parallel, since these are supposed to be rectangles, I'll remind you that on test day, but rectangles have to have the same wall length. So this wall had to be a total of 20. So if that was 15, this has to be 5, and it just transfers. Okay, good. And then the same thing down here. If this whole wall is composed of this one and this piece, that makes the entire length. So 10 and 16, or 10 and 6 makes 16. Now you can add those all up and get your perimeter. Now perimeter, when you do it, make sure that you're showing me what you're doing. I know that seems silly, but it's kind of nice that you're writing down what you're doing. You're adding up these walls, right? And then what would your label be for perimeter?
Millimeters.
Yeah, millimeters, mm. So whatever this number turns out to be, you got to put millimeters after it. I am checking for the label on it. So if you forget your label, you'll probably miss a point on the test. That could be worth, just getting perimeter could be worth 3, and one of those 3 is the label. All right, questions on that so far? Okay, now let's talk about area. Now, area is the floor space. So if you look at this room, area is the number of tiles on the floor. So what I'm going to do is kind of, I don't know how you want to see this. I'm going to draw a line so it separates this weird L-shaped room into 2 rectangles. So I'm gonna get kind of your opinion on which way you want me to draw that wall. But is there any questions with perimeter? Because I am gonna erase that here in a second. Everyone's good with that? Okay, now, this is where I need your opinion. When you guys drew the line, did you guys draw it horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
Horizontal, okay. Like this?
Yes.
Okay, that's how I did it too, I don't know why. It was just, that's the way I saw it. So now, when you find area of the floor, you're taking the dimensions of the room that you're in. So this room right here, just this room, I'll put this one in green. That room, its length and width are 6 and 15. So this little box with the green slashes, the dimensions are 6 and 15. You have to multiply those together. So if you multiply 6 and 15 together, you get 80. And that would be millimeters squared. That's the area of that little tiny room. Again, how you get area, you take the length times width, right? That's the formula for rectangles, or squares, or whatever it is. Notice I ignored the 20. The 20 didn't apply to that little room. The room was 6 by 15. Now, the bottom room, the dimensions of that is 5 and 16. So that's this room. It's 5 and 16. So if I multiply that, should get 80 again? Is that right? Or did I get that top one wrong? Was that 90?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't multiply in my head. I was like, that can't be 80. Top one was 90. The bottom one's 80. 6 times 15, or 16 times 5. Alright, that's 80 millimeters squared. There we go. Then you'd add those two together. Sorry. Didn't multiply right in my head. 6 times 15 is 90, not 80. Now, the total area of this, you'd add the two together. The label will be millimeters squared, or square millimeters. Why it's always square? When you're finding areas, how many little squares are on the surface? Okay, so, questions on that one? Okay, I would expect a problem very, very similar to that. Just a picture like that, you'll have to go find the dimensions, to figure out perimeter and area. It's something quick, easy, quicker. Question?
How do you want us to write that? Do you just want us to find the...
Yeah, just add it up and then tell me millimeters squared. Yeah.
So you want us to add like 90 and 80?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just telling you the final total. Yep. Should be what? 100, 200? Hundreds. Almost 200.
170.
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Questions on the first page though? Okay, I would expect something very, very similar. About 13 vocab words. I'm going to make it so each word is only used once. I would expect the problem picture for number 2 to be just like that, some type of rectangular shape that you have to find perimeter and area on. Maybe do a little bit of work, but it'll be something easy. This is supposed to be just quick, more of a quiz than anything. It's not meant to be difficult. Okay. Now tomorrow we'll do the next 3. So we'll do the back page, actually the next 4 I guess. It'll be 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? The last 4 on that last page. We'll do those tomorrow. Today, if you have questions, I know like for some that were gone, maybe this is a good time to kind of go over review anything that maybe you just didn't quite get. You have that worksheet that's due this Friday. So maybe that'd be something you can work on with right now. You can work on with that little property sheet. If you want to work on your practice guide, you can do that. We're going to look at the second half tomorrow anyway, so you can kind of wait. Question? Yeah.
Can I work on science?
Yes, you
Can I
may.
go get my science book?
Smith, what do you got?